Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to this week trade recap video. This week was a little bit slow. I only entered one trade, which is pound dollar. Was able to close out a few of the other dollar position and yen pairs such as euro dollar, dollar CAD, and Swiss yen. I'll go over my management and my decision on closing the trade. And I did take a loss on US oil and NASDAQ as well. But starting with pound dollar, I want to go over pound dollar. It's the only current position I'm currently running. So pound dollar here, as you can see this kind of a double top here on the higher time frame, and we have this ascending channel pushing the price up. And last week we all had that really strong dollar push down from the price, and pretty much looking for a continuation kind of price action to push down the price lower. And as we can see that the really strong impulsive move has happened, we pushed the price not only out of this ascending channel, but the higher time frame ascending channel as well. And if we look at the lower time frame here, we have this impulsive move pushing down and then kind of a pullback or a reversal impulse, but it falls into a rising wedge. So we know rising wedge is typically a bearish reversal kind of price action. So it's good to see that on the lower time frame here. And the rising wedge eventually pushed down the price and then form a continuation correction. So overall, this to me looks like a head and shoulder pattern. So a bearish reversal after this kind of a strong bearish push down. We know it's time for the price to correct a little bit, and then we push down, followed by a right shoulder continuation correction. So I just opened with the entry order below. Pretty wide stop loss this time, 60 pips above the highs of this correction here. And first target, pretty much looking for the previous low here for about 3.6 to 1. But ultimately, if we can actually break down the price and then more continuation, then look for the next swing low as a second potential price. So that is the first trade I'm currently in. The only trade I'm currently in right now is pound dollar, looking for the dollar strength to continue. Let's look at the other trades that I closed down from last week. So we talked about euro dollar last week. My trade recap videos was able to catch this potential bearish run, capture the sell right here, breaking the previous low, and then had to exit the trade around this area in case we're gonna see deeper pullback. So always when we see these kind of bearish run, sometimes they might fall into a longer and deeper correction because after a strong impulsive phase, naturally some price falls into a deeper correction or a lengthier correction, but still correcting or still continue the bearish move down after. You can see this bearish move has happened, and then it takes this much longer to correct, and then the next impulsive move has happened. So first trade closed down after, when we look at the lower time frame here, the push down from the price failed to go lower, and instead we pushed up the price and then forming this kind of a bullish kind of flag. So basically it's forming an inverse head and shoulder. So all this is a signal or a indication from the market that we're not going to see the bearish run continue right away. We might see a deeper correction or a deeper consolidation correction before the resume of the next bearish trend. So that's how I got tagged out on my scaling position for a 1% loss. But my first position I'll end up securing about 6.33 to 1. So two trades plus together about 5.33 to 1. So let's look at dollar CAD here. Dollar CAD here, initially we got in on this position, talk about the previous weekly outlook, weekly trade rehab video. Price pushes to the upside and it fails to break the higher time frame descending channel at first. And that is a sign again from the market that we didn't break above this descending channel. We didn't form any continuation correction to go higher. Instead, we did see on the lower time frame that there was almost like a reversal impulse. You can kind of classify this as a reversal correction, and then we had that reversal impulse now. So again, following my plan, I'm only going to exit if I see kind of a bearish continuation correction. So following a bearish impulse followed by a bearish correction, that is a sign for me to exit the trade in case this is going to continue fall into a deeper correction, and I didn't want my profit to be eaten or given back to the market itself. So I knew that this was the previous kind of swing high area, so a good area to watch out for. Saw that bearish impulse down, continuation correction, and then looking to exit the trade, and that's how I moved my stop loss to about 1.235, and then take me out for about 4.6 to 1, 4.62 to 1 or so. So still a very good trade, but I still see a very good reason for that continuation bullish price action. We know that price has already pushed out quite a bit, and so all this can just be a pullback or kind of a consolidation, a correctional period to lead to the next impulse. And I talk about this in my dollar video where I mentioned There's a few scenarios where you can kind of expect from the price here. We can either just kind of push up on it from this point or form a deeper correction, something like this. So like put a move up, hit the top here, and then on the move down, hit the low, form a structure like this, and then still continuation upwards. So we'll see how next week goes, but that is the trade I closed on dollar CAD for about 4.6221. Let's look at Swiss yen here. So Swiss yen, talk about this on the higher time frame. Potentially, we have a lot of confluence here on the higher time frame, looking for that potential sell, right? At the top of this overall structure here, very good price action here, and was able to get in on that lower time frame continuation. So initially, price pushed down massively, and then continue push down, and again we had this bullish reversal impulse. Following my plan once again, I'm waiting for some sort of lower time frame continuation correction to give me a sign or a signal saying that the market isn't going to push down right away from this. We might see a deeper consolidation, a deeper pullback, and it's good to exit the trade and secure a profit, and then re-enter the trade if that price action give us further confirmation later down the road. So to me, when I see this bullish impulse or bullish reversal impulse followed by a continuation, that was a sign from the market that this is likely to go up higher, and move my stop loss down to above this swing high here and also about 120.3, and then eventually price taking off for about 4.01, I think 4.01% or so, and you can see price continue to consolidate here. Reasonably still expect we can get some sort of bearish price action, but a good idea to just kind of monitor and see what the price will do. This is a kind of like expanding structure or pennant. We can either get a continuation from this, or this can be a reversal. They're a little bit advanced, a little bit more tricky, so I think it's best to just wait and see what's going to happen here. So that is Swiss yen, the third trade I closed down for about 4.01%. Let's look at US oil. US oil actually took a full 1% loss. Talk about this, my manager at the time is going to be slightly different. Normally, when the price does hit about 1-to-1 profit, I usually will put my stop loss to break even. In this case, I did not. I mentioned that in my outlooks, in my streams, that I did a little bit more back testing on commodities, and I find that sometimes price will form kind of a deeper consolidation like this, a deeper pullback, and then still continue. I didn't want to choke the price. I'm fine taking a 1% loss. That's the cap that I put my account at, right? And then basically just giving the price a little bit more room if that's going to push down. Overall, higher time frame, everything at the time was looking clean, right? Higher time frame parallel channel, and then lower time frame ascending channel. We had that really strong impulse breakdown correction and then push down. So I got tagging the entry order, but eventually it kind of just reversed back. So reverse impulse correction and push up again. And at the time, I thought this was going to form a head and shoulder. It's just going to continue to push down, but instead pushes up again and just take me off for a full 1% loss. So that's US oil. Let's look at last one, which is NASDAQ. I also take a 1% loss here. So we talk about NASDAQ here on the higher time frame, that we had this kind of a nice, beautiful kind of a structure pushing the price down up, and I was looking for a kind of a bearish continuation, bearish reversal correction for the price. We at the time when I see the price here, we had that really clean kind of price action. We had this top, right? And then we had this double top on the price. And at the time, we also formed a mini reason double top as well. So higher time frame double top, and we also saw a reason lower time frame double top as well. And going down to a lower time frame, I like how we have kind of a reversal kind of correction, impulse down, and I was looking for a continuation correction. So basically got tagging here for the entry. Price pretty much stayed around the entry area, and then almost hitting about my 1% or so, but I did not break the previous low, so I didn't move it to break even, but eventually kind of just hovering around and then taking me off for a full 1% loss. So that's fine with me. Again, capping my risk at 1%, and then still looking for the overall structure to be bearish. I still like where we are at the price. This ascending channel just shows you that we're still correcting in this kind of range, and that price could still push down from there and then give us a continuation to push down later on, whether it's later on this week or next one, we don't know, but still looking pretty bearish to me if we get the confirmation overall from the price here. So to recap, NASDAQ took a full 1% loss here, and still looking for a bearish opportunity later on in the future. US oil took a full 1% loss as well over here. Looking at Swiss yen, actually closed down for a healthy 4%, 4.01%, and we'll see what price will do in this correction later on this week. Dollar CAD closed down for about 4.62 to 1, and we'll see how this move will go, if it's going to continue push up on the price now or to form a bigger consolidation and then still go up afterwards. Euro dollar closed down for two trades. First trade 6.33 to 1, second trade was a 1% loss. So two trade together for plus 5.33%. And the only trade I'm running right now, which is pound dollar, it's just hovering around break-even area, and we'll see how this one goes next week. So any question, comment, or feedback, welcome to let me know, guys, and hope to chat with you guys all in my weekly outlook on Monday morning. Thank you very much.